It's pizza time. We're going thin and crispy today. One of my favorite style of bakes in the Ooni. I got it cranked up. I like no matter what bake I'm doing, make sure to get that stone heated all the way from the front to back so it's heating up hot. What we got going on today, we're gonna do everything in nugget format. You know, I like my Roni cups, but I like my nugs too. So we're changing it up a little bit, doing everything in that nug form. Just like I mentioned, I got the Roni. I feel like it's really fun when you cut them up in these little chunks. It's a good way to use too if you have the end of your Roni. You can't get those perfect circles off of it. You know, just dice it up into these little nice little nodules. Super bomb on the pizza. Nice thing is they provide a little different texture from the cups. Occasionally one falls off in your salad too. That's bomb when that happens. You find that little extra bit. It's dankness. One of my favorite combos with the Roni. We like to keep it a little bit spicy around here. I got the jalapenos. Jalapeno Roni. Great combo. Also going on there, I got the crushed oregano. I said nuggets, but this one we put through the grinder because, you know, this one we want that vapor of this coming off, which does a little bit better in that totally ground up form. And we're going with nuggets this time, but it's fresh mozz. I just diced them up into little small chunks. I feel like that comes out like a nice little different look, a little bit of different texture. I feel like that's another way of, depending on how you prep your, whatever you're gonna put on your pizza, you can change it up even using the same thing with just a little bit of a different little bite when you go in there with those Roni chunks. Also the sauce, this is just my basic sauce recipe up on sanibarbarabaker.com. Just the best tomatoes rolled up, a little bit of salt. Alrighty, and on the natty, this does looking fire most today. This is just my standard recipe up on sanibarbarabaker.com. Check it out. Whole grain on mix on this one's 45 rye, 45 T85. It looks nice. I can't wait. I'm gonna get this thing stretched out. We'll build it, take it for a little bit longer bake in the Ooni today. It's pizza time. Got our dough all stretched out. This one, I went for a little bit thinner stretch, stretching it out to about 14 inches, starting off with the sauce. Like I was mentioning, this is just basic, my basic tomato sauce up on the blog. I do about one whole ladle full. I like just like a slick across. I'm not a super extra sauce guy or anything like that. I like, you know, just enough. Get it all on here as the Ooni heats. I got that thing cranked up for these thin and crispies. I like to go full blast as it's heating, but today we're gonna go into that little ultra low zone, pass the lightning bolt clockwise there for the whole bake. Try and see if we get a little bit longer. Next, our shredded, it's actually not shredded, ground oregano. Hitting it with this. I always like to use the best oregano you can find. You know, some of those ones shaken out of the jug are a little bit questionable. Next, the nugs. As I was saying, we're doing all nugs this time. Cheese nugs. Feel this is a nice look on a pie like this. I like to start from the rim, the crust in, you know, loading up most heavy on the outside. That's the strongest part of your pizza. Making my way in, but I can start going faster on this. Get it all filled up. I'm excited about those Roni nugs. I feel like that's like a totally different vibe on them, but I'm into it. It's like, I'm pretty nostalgic about some frozen pizzas out there. You know, I like the Headies, but you know, I've had many different pizzas in my life, and I'm still open to many kinds. So those little Roni nuggets have some nostalgia value for me. This is looking pretty good. Got it all, maybe arrange these cheese a little bit, but I like that kind of little speckled rustic look. Looking pretty good. Maybe you always want to have something on some part of it though to prevent it from popping up. But this is looking all right to me. Let's go the jalapenos, keeping it spicy. Let's go generous today. Looking pretty good. I just got these diced up into little nuggets. Hope you like it hot. We do. It's such a good combo with the Ronis. Next up, here we go. What we've been talking about, the Roni nugs, because you can't have Roni cups every day. You need some variety in your life. See how generous you go. Maybe I'll use all this. This is looking about good. Hitting it up here all the way, making sure every piece gets plenty. That's the nice thing about going this nugget vibe is pretty much every bite you get the full Roni experience, which I'm into. Let's just go. I got it all. We're going all in. This is looking nice. All right, I'm gonna get this thing onto the peel, loaded up into the Ooni. But one thing, when you're doing these thin and crispies, if you wanna call it a New York, a longer bake, before you load, I'd go all the way into that little ultra low zone, which I'm gonna do right now. Get it onto the peel, we'll watch this thing bake. Getting this pizza loaded up on the peel, you can just kind of shimmy it on there. Got to be careful on these super thin and crispies. The one final stretch, this is a 14-inch peel. I'm gonna try and max it out all the way without getting any sauce or gooping it, get anything. Always working fast on the metal because it's gonna stick. But I like to get it nice and round. All right, into the pizza oven. Here we go. As you can see, I had this all the way turned down. I don't know if you can see the flame. I got it down really low. That's using that ultra low zone, turning clockwise past the max point into that ultra low sweet spot, going for that longer bake. We'll see how long it goes. We're up to about 15 seconds. When it's cooler like this, you might want to wait a little bit longer for your first turn, but be careful because that, if this is preheated really hot, and it still might be in that 30-second range, but be careful. I like to start looking for some cheese melting along here at the oven mouth. That gives me a good sign that maybe that crust is set. It's looking good so far. I just want to keep an eye as much as I can on the back there. I'm looking for nice leoparding or some sort of coloring on there. Just, all those little indications that this pizza's cooking really well. So far, so good. I see the bubbles popping up, looking really nice. We're almost a minute in. See how long we can take this one. I want to be able to pick up that slice nice and crispy, kind of a New York style vibe, thin and crispy, whatever you want to call it. You're never going to get the super authentic New York in an oven like this. You don't have a door, how it heats, it just functions different, but you can do your best to get something that you like. Delicious pizza, that's what we're about. A little minute 15 in, thinking about turning this thing now. Looking pretty good, seeing a lot of meltage. Still looking like it's got a ways to go though, so we'll be patient here. 1:30 now. I'm just gonna go in, let's get this thing turning. You can see it's a little bit, slower bake here. We're not getting as much leoparding. Also, too, when I was going in, I'm kind of janky rigged here. Using a turning peel is a better way to go. But I could feel it when I slid under there that maybe that crust had not fully set on the deck of the oven. You want to watch out for that because if you go right back in now, it's a good chance you're going to rip it. We'll go low and slow here, looking pretty good. I've seen those ronies starting to just ooze out some of those little bit of grease that we like. I call them, the chalices of grease, chalices of love. This case though, we got the nugs. Got to have variety. Up to a little over 2 minutes now. Thinking about another turn. I was a little sketched though because I felt it, catch a little bit going in there. So I want to make sure, err on the side, if it gets a little bit darker than I like, I'd rather have that than a big fat hole through the pizza. So be patient. But I think this is looking pretty good. I'm going in for another turn. We're up to 2:37 now. Look at that. That looks pretty good. Maybe I'm feeling, is it going to look a little? Oh, yeah, that bottom looks really nice. So now I'm kind of focusing on the dome of this oven's a little bit cooler because I got it turned down so much. So this is a case where as this thing starts finishing up, I want to make sure that the top of it gets cooked fully through. You can start using that doming technique. Always being careful though, because it's a real quick way to burn it. Up a little over 3 minutes now. So far, so good. This pizza's looking bomb. I see a big, fat cluster of the runny eggs in there. Whoever gets that bite's gonna be stoked. So far, so good. It's a trip on these little longer bakes. It just is a different vibe. It feels so much longer than it usually is. When you're cooking in 90 seconds like that, sometimes it can feel a long time because you might be a little stressed out on the oven if you're new, you don't have your vibe down yet, but it's all about having a good time. So this bottom's looking really crispy and nice. I feel like that looks like a little light there on the crust. Maybe I'll just take that one, put it back in here so you can see here. Okay, all right. And if you have any of those spots where it starts to burn a little bit, as you've seen in some other videos, you can kind of just hang it off the edge of the oven. That's a nice technique to have. If you're scared about an edge burning, it's just looking so dank. Really hoping we pick it up, bite into that. Still some moisture in there, but that crunch, that's what I'm into today. Looking pretty good. Let's check that bottom, looking nice. I feel like I'd like to see some more coloring on the crust. Up to 4.5 minutes now. Let's see what we're getting here. Maybe 5-6 minute bake. I mean, I think this is the longest one I've filmed. I did one where I had it even turn down even lower, going just to push it a little bit. I was up to 10 minutes on it. So it is possible. Just gotta learn your oven, learn your dough, learn your techniques. When it all comes together, it's pizza time. This is looking so close. Almost 5 minutes. Just pull it out a little bit so you can just check on it. You know, it's looking good. I don't really like how like light colored that is right in there. I like a little more brownie, but I think this one's about baked through. Just put it back a little bit there to get that little more browning on the crust before this thing finishes off. Bottom's looking really nice. What am I looking for on there? It's like some nice brown, some spotting maybe. That's what you want when you want that crispy slice. Let's just see if this thing's done here. 5.5 minutes. Still, I'm gonna dome it here, hopefully getting a little bit more browning on that crust. It's looking all right. I'm a little bit sketched though if it's fully crispy, so I'm gonna keep it going. I guess we'll go about 6 minutes on this one. It's looking really nice though. Always wanna keep turning it too because your bottom of your pizza will not cook evenly. That's, you know, one of the disadvantages of oven like this that doesn't have the door. Your front here is gonna be significantly cooler than the back. That's why you gotta keep turning. That's why it's also not ideal for certain types of pizza. But you can get it done if you just keep moving it, you know, learn your vibe, you can get it done. Enjoying all sorts of delicious pizza. Be careful though too when you're turning it. I had one the other day, I was spinning it, bam, flew friggin' right out of the whole oven. That's when you're having a bad day. You can't salvage that one. It's not like a hole. I'm thinking this thing's gotta be good. I don't know, that one little section there, I want some more browning. Bottom still looking really nice. I was just checking to make sure it wasn't burning. We're up to 6 minutes. So look at that little edge there. See, that's what I'm saying. You can hang that part off right there. We're looking about done. Make sure it's not touching the side of the oven there. All right, let's pull this thing. We're up to 7 minutes now. The longest bake I've filmed here. So let's just give it a try. I'm pulling it off. It's looking pretty good. As you can see with that longer bake, you're not gonna get that leopardine, but we're going thin and crispy vibes today. Overall, it looks pretty good. I would have liked to see a little more color, but let's just chill out for a second. Let it hang on the rack as we do. 20 seconds there, because you just did the hard work. Make sure it crisp up. Gonna let it rest, slice it up. We'll give it a taste. It's pizza time. Oh, wow, the smell of the nugs is just pretty intoxicating. It smells so good. That smell of those Roni nuggets and the jalapenos is a really good one. The bake overall, you know, we went for the longer. This is the longest bake I've ever filmed on here. Over 7 minutes. I think it was like 7:30 on there. So you're gonna get a different look. I had turned the oven down into the ultra low zone there before I even put it in the oven. That's how you get, like, you see there's not as much leopardine or any of that going on, which, you know, I liked a little bit of that hybrid. So, you know, this is like a little bit less exciting for me, but I know some people dig it like this and it should be good. When I ran the little pizza cutter through it, I heard that crispness. So I got high hopes. All riding on that natty dough. We're 48 hours in the fermentation here. It felt really nice stretching it. Dough was brought to room temperature. Everything's looking good and it baked up overall pretty nice. Let's pick it up and take it for a little closer look. Look at that bottom. You know, that looks pretty nice. Maybe a little dark there, but it's crispy. You know, a little bit. This one could have gone thinner on this, but I'm still pretty pumped on this. Let's give it a try. It smells so good. That oregano perfuming the Roni nuggets, peno nuggets. A little shake of that oregano. So dang. Oh, wow. This one is so bomb. Fully crispy, just like I like. Those Roni nugs, the jalapeno nugs in every bite when you go this way. That's the bomb part about it. And it's crispy. That's what we're shooting for. You know, it doesn't have that cool leopardine look, but if it tastes really good, I'm into it. It's just a little different vibe. The longest bake I've done on camera here for the Ooni. Hope you guys can check out that low zone if you want a little bit of crispier pie. It's Hetty's. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe. Share with your friends. SantaBarbaraBaker.com. That's where the blog is. You can find all the recipes. I'm Santa Barbara Baker on Instagram. Lots of firing up fresh stuff on there. More live stuff coming too. Hope the pizza life is treating everybody well. Dreaming, loving pizza. One love.